Hello, welcome back, my Royal Rogues. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Royal Rogue, and tonight we start off wishing Prince William a happy birthday. 41 years and counting, a life dedicated to service and a wonderful family, and we wish him the best. I couldn't help myself and I had to play with my AI, and behold, William as a Highlander character. And before we talk about one special moment between Charles and William, I need to talk about some nonsense that is going around. The Daily Fail, Kate Middleton. Who is Kate Middleton? Wears Meghan Markle's signature Aquazzura heels. I read this and told to myself, does Meghan have a signature Aquazzura model? And as Inigo Montoya says, you keep using that word. I don't think it means that what you think it means. Because when you talk about a signature model, you are talking about a celebrity or a musician or an artist being directly involved in the concept, design, and production of that special model that fits them. Like one of my idols, Steve Vai, and his signature Ivan Espia. But all that Meghan has been involved in has been climbing the social ladder to become a duchess. Not gonna lie, that worked like a charm. But saying that she's got an Aquazzura signature model is just misleading because she was not involved in the concept or design or production of these shoes. A whole different thing is that it's her go-to brand and she wears them everywhere. Not to mention that her level of loyalty to the brand can take her to, let's say, great lengths to wear them and keep them in rather creative ways. So the Daily Fail headline implies that Catherine is copying Meghan or using Meghan's shoes or something like that. And this becomes like a competition, right? Who wore it better? Who is the more stylish? And so on. But my field is influence. Who can be a true trendsetter? Who is the game changer in terms of brand awareness? And I have a particular set of skills. Skills that I have acquired over a very long career. Skills like being able to confirm who has been influential for Aquazzura. And yes, this fashion company has tweeted more than a couple of times where Meghan has worn their shoes, like in November 2017 with the royal engagement. It brought one comment, 12 retweets, and 48 likes. And then in 2018, at the Commonwealth reception in London, Meghan wearing the Milano Pump 105, well, it had 0 comments, 27 retweets, and 77 likes. I don't want to sound mean, but that's a bit on the poor side of things. And again in 2018, Meghan Markle at the Royal Foundation Forum, when everybody thought that she could be the one to bring balance to the royal family and become the last member of the Fab Four. Not a chance. And lousy social media engagement, by the way. But guess what happens when Catherine wears the brand? More than 100 comments, 200 retweets, and 2,500 likes. It's great that this is not a competition, because if it was, it would be a bloodbath. But I'm sure that this picture from today's Royal Ascot is the best representation of the reaction to such comparison. No contest. Thanks to Evans E, who brought this to my attention, the hard numbers of how much media exposure that Catherine brought to Aquazzura. Do you think this could be actual influence? This is the kind of numbers that I love to dig out for you, and they work like a charm when the Sausage Squad tries to claim that Meghan can be the greatest influencer in the world. And talking about the Sausage Squad, I just confirmed that these people discovered how to use artificial intelligence too. That would be great if they use it to compensate their lack of intelligence, but no, they are using it to generate images along the lines of Meghan, Queen of England, on the throne. I mean, didn't they hate the monarchy? Wasn't it racist and oppressive? And yeah, I'm not going to zoom in on these images because they use Poundland or Dollar Tree grade software to generate them. So this can be quite unsettling. But if fake images can be nightmare fuel, reality is not that much better. Tom Bauer was with Dan Wootton on GV News and told everyone the shocking news. Meghan's decided that her real objective in life is that she wants to be Diana. She'd be Meghan Spencer, the new Diana. It's all about the break off from the royal family. I mean, what? According to Bauer, the Sussexes want to recast themselves as Harry and Meghan Spencer. I disagree only in part. I think if they were Harry and Meghan Spender, would fit nicely. And before we continue, I got hundreds of picture submissions of William today on Twitter, and this one caught my attention. This was at the Boston Celtics game when they visited the city for the Earthshot Prize. And it's not common to see William actually relax. Now, I'm not saying that he's not confident because he almost always has confident body language, but in this case, he allowed himself to relax a bit. What's more, if I remember correctly, this was right after the long commercial flight, first night at Boston, and he doesn't even look tired. And the Caribbean Prince shared this emotional video of King Charles reduced to tears when Prince William embraced his destiny and talked about his succession to the Duchy of Cornwall.
What does that make you feel when you see your son talking to Mervyn and them talking about succession?
Well, I saw it. I couldn't believe it. I was deeply touched and moved by what he said. It reduced me to tears. It did, really. Because I suddenly thought, well, just hearing that from him has made the last 50 years worthwhile.
Definitely, it has not been easy for them throughout the years. All the pain, all the challenges, all the scrutiny, and the judgment. But in the end, they are still humans, and they managed to form a closer bond than anyone could have imagined. I find it interesting that the Twitter account of the royal family shared this picture in particular because it combines both a solemn moment but also a moment of genuine smiles. I think it's a huge relief for the king to have William, someone that he can trust, not only in the great scheme of the British monarchy, but as father and son. And speaking of father and son's traditions, Eton was trending today, and you might already have an idea why. The Prince and Princess of Wales were visiting Eton College, William's old prep school, this morning with Prince George. And admissions close soon, so it will be interesting to see if the boarding school tradition is kept alive for another year. And the final laugh comes from J.E. Ireland will pay you 90k to move to one of its remote islands. I mean, I sometimes talk about moving to a faraway land, but it's not the time yet. But perhaps some couple from Montecito could trade their 16 bathrooms and get a bonus? That sounds like a good idea. My Royal Rogues, it's my greatest pleasure to announce that in the past 30 days, 1 million Rogues have watched and enjoyed my videos. That is awesome. But only a bit over 10% of that million have subscribed. So all you have to do is click the like and subscribe buttons. It's free and the best way to inspire me to keep making daily videos about royal news and memes. The two most important words, much love and bliss.